Hi guys, it's Rachel Archelaus. Today we're going to talk about how to up-level your situation in the most aligned and authentic way when it can be very overwhelming and stressful and you don't know what decisions to make. So, I like to make all of these major leaps really fun. And I like to do it so that I feel really in control, really attuned to my intuition, because I feel that our intuition is really the part of us that knows what to do. If I tried to make all these decisions logically and with my mind, I wouldn't really get very far. Think about all the people right now who are buying business courses and reading books by millionaires and really just like chugging along 15 hours a day, trying to make it work. It is just not working. And then think of all those other success stories that you can read about. They trusted themselves. They used their intuition. They had nudges. They followed those nudges. They had faith that those nudges would become something, and that's where it got them. The most successful business players out there, Richard Branson, Russell Simmons, they all trust their intuition. Marie Forleo, Gary Vaynerchuk, I could go on and on here. Leonie Dawson. All of them use their intuition to help them grow their business. And then they also learn about real-world business stuff and put that in place where it's necessary to help out and uphold that intuitive nudge. So I lead with intuition and then go with strategy second. But how do you make the decisions? So stuff I'm dealing with right now is like, do I bring on a partner? Do I have more than one brand at a time? Do I need more help, right? Do I hire an accountant? Like, I have all these new issues that are coming up because I'm growing. And with you, it might be, what business name do I start with, right? What offer do I start with? What kind of customers are a perfect match for me? Where should I spend my money? Should I spend it on advertising or should I buy this new program? We are all in places where we have really big decisions to make. And what I like to do is when I'm coming up to a new level, I know it, right? I have all these things like running around in my head. I want to do a million things, but I know I only have resources to do like one big project. So do them all, do one, where do I start? When these things start to pile up with me, I know that I have to go to my notebook. I have to have a little ritual day. I call it my little business retreat, and this is what I do. So grab a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and write these steps down because they'll really help you get calm and centered and focused, and you'll answer all of your questions all in one sitting, and then you'll have a plan of where to go. Okay, you could even prioritize your steps during this little meeting. So this is how I do it. I knew I was going to do this today because I have lots of free time today. So make sure you have a day where you know you're going to be able to fit this in. Give yourself at least 4 hours, even though the actual answering questions part will probably only take about half an hour. I like to start with something symbolic. So I'm growing and I have fears about losing touch with my intuition and my instincts as I grow. I don't want to lose the essence of myself while I'm growing. I want to keep it, I just want to make it bigger. So I wanted a body scrub. I wanted to scrub away all of those fears and all of those worries in a really symbolic way. So I went to my local health food store and I got a herbal salt scrub. And there were a lot of different essential oils that were available. So there was lavender, which was sold out thankfully because I didn't want that anyway. And so what I had to choose from was tangerine and peppermint. Now they both have amazing qualities. I wasn't sure exactly off the top of my head what each of them was about, and so of course I used my intuition. I picked it up and I put it in my hand, and my hand immediately got a little bit of buzz, a little warmer. So I knew that this was what I wanted to go with. This is the tangerine. I like peppermint. It's very, it's like, it'll jolt you awake if you have it on your body. I do sometimes use peppermint in the shower, but that's not what I wanted this time. And so I came home and I looked up what tangerine means. And here, let me read it to you. And the spiritual influence of tangerine is gentle and subtle, and it supports us to embrace change with enthusiasm and grace. It releases old programming that prevents us from obtaining our goals and instills confidence that we can obtain our new goals and dreams. It also asks us to be fully present so we may be consciously aware of our physical, mental, and emotional states. The chakras that it affects are the roots, the sacral, and the solar, they align with the throat chakra. So talk about perfect for business, right? A business, it starts in the root chakra. That's where all that money stuff is. That's where my worries are. It moves up to the sacral chakra and it goes into the solar plexus, which is about really how we present ourselves. The solar plexus is about personal empowerment and, really having that business capability. And then aligns with the throat chakra, which is all about broadcasting to the world, which is exactly what I do. It's what I'm doing right at this moment with this video. And so you can see how just using my intuition, even if I hadn't put it in my hand, if I had just gone with my heart, like, I don't really think peppermint feels right now. I kind of like the tangerine more. I couldn't have told you why. I really didn't know anything about tangerine essential oil. But I trusted myself and that tiny little subtle nudge. It was so small. All right, you just have to go with it. What do you like more? Not what you should like more. So that is how I chose my body scrub. So if you can, put that with the words I just read to you, what I'm going to be exfoliating is all of that fear stuff and, symbolically, of course, but I'm supported by this essential oil. I'm supported by the sea salt, which is very healing and transformative as well. So could not be more perfect. I also picked up some flowers, and I knew that would just add an intention to the space. It would hold space. Flowers are so high vibrational, especially roses. And I picked out the roses first, but as you can see, right, what color are they? They're kind of tangerine, right? Especially the top. There's a little pink on the outside, which to me means love. And so what better color? We've got the heart, the throat, and all the other chakras. I've got these upper chakras covered. We don't need any more support there. I've got that down. So fantastic. I've got the mood set for the room with the flowers. I've got the mood set for me. Going to put me in the right frame of mind with the body scrub that I'm going to do first as kind of a cleansing ritual so I can come into this question answering part fresh, in tune, right? Clear of all those old limiting beliefs. And then I have a notebook that I always use for this. It's a completely separate notebook from everything else I have. It's my favorite color. It's a little more durable than my other 50-cent notebooks. And what I do is I write down all of the words, okay, for what I want answers to. So right now it's, I've got a lot of questions about names. I have a lot of questions about where my other websites are going, whether to spend time on those or not. It's really about where to direct my time, how to best represent myself, and just little question marks with little words. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down, do a little meditation, and then connect with my intuition and, my higher self. And I'm going to do that yes-no thing for each of these. And then if I get an answer and I need more depth of information than just a yes-no, I'll go into that. But I'll try to phrase as much of it as I can as a yes-no, because that's the easiest way to get a reliable answer. And then as I'm doing my meditation, I don't have to stop and write a paragraph. I can just write yes, Y, or an N next to it. And that's what I do. So I try to make the space as clean and prepared as possible. I'll put down a little mat and a pillow to sit on while I'm meditating and doing my questions and answers. And then when I'm done at the end, I'll close. And I'll really just thank myself for taking the time, respecting myself and my business enough for making this a process and making this a fun ritual. Because the more you respect your business, the more it will respect you, right? It's all just energy. What you put out, what you are, is what you'll get back. If you want other people to love your business, love it yourself. Another thing I'll do to really help me transition into the new phase of business without just kind of kicking the old one to the curb is after I've got all my questions answered, often I will sit down and do a drawing or a whole painting about where I've been, what my journey's been, and where I'm going. So I have a painting right now that I'm looking at that is about where my business is going. And I did it about a year ago. So it really carried me through. I got to look at it. I was reminded about the vision that I had. And no one else will know what it means except for me. It's just a bunch of colors and there's some glitter on it. But it's just personal to me. And I have a painting that you've all seen in my videos before. It's really big. And that's about where I was in my journey. And I did that particular painting about where a mentor and I were able to bring me. And every one of them is different and every drawing is different, but I know what they mean because they're symbolic. If you like this kind of artwork, idea of capturing moments and having a map for yourself, then you'll definitely want to join me on my free class on May 2nd. So sign up at the link below and join me there, and I'll teach you how to do this for yourself and how you can even read your own map after you make it so that you can follow it to really live out what you're wanting for yourself. So join me for this intuitive art class on May 2nd, and I'd love to meet you there. Okay, bye.